Hello, BookTube. Well, it's Tuesday, and that's Tag Tuesday. And unbelievably, after the recent debacle here on two Tag Tuesdays, I was actually tagged this time around in an original tag. Daniel at Guilty Feet did a great tag that I want you all to do. I'll leave a link to his video down below. And he tagged me. And it's called the Skip to My Loo Tag. And it addresses a potentially delicate subject. It does it in a very discreet way. And that is reading in the bathroom. It addresses reading in the bathroom, which is not necessarily reading on the seat of ease. It could be reading in the bath, in the bathtub. Daniel, in his video, mentions that he's never had a whole lot of luck doing that. And if my Deb was watching, she probably moaned in a melancholy, and so did I, because I have had such luck reading in the bath over the decades. It was one of my favorite things to do that I don't get to do anymore. For years and years, in various places, I had access to deep, wonderful, slosh-around hippo wallows of tubs. Big, generous things. And it's only that makes it doable. You can't... what passes, we'll see. What passes for bathtubs today is clearly a station for children. It's not for an adult to use at all. It's totally unenjoyable. The true test of whether or not a bathtub is acceptable as a place for a bath for an adult is, can the adult hide from the chilly outside air all the way down to here? Can you do that? So that the whole rest of your body is submerged. And there's no way to do that in what passes for bathtubs in most bathrooms today. If you were to submerge down to your nose, your knees would have to be up in the air, in the freezing cold air. But I've had many times in my life where I had a deep, wonderful, old-fashioned tub, and there's nothing better than reading in such a thing. I don't get to do it now, but if you do, that's certainly an application that you can do for the Skip to My Loo tag. You don't have to talk about sitting on the toilet, although I do quite a bit of reading there. Quite a bit of reading. I hate to break this to those of you who are very young. When we reach the ripe old age of 28, sometimes the train doesn't leave the station on schedule, if you know what I mean. Sometimes the train arrives at the station without any warning. It's a whole bunch of things that go on in that particular room in the house that you don't have any experience of if you're very young. But you will. I want to go through the prompts here. For the tag. Number one is, do you read in the loo or bathroom? I very much do. Number two is, if yes, what do you consider appropriate reading material and an appropriate format for such a place? And for me, it ranges all over the map. Really, it does. I have polished off whole serious long novels in installments in the loo. I have also, at times, I have favored filling the space there with shorter stuff. There's a whole subgenre. There's a whole little cottage industry of books like the Shots Miscellany that's in Daniel's video, or the bathroom book. There's a thing called the bathroom book that has had many volumes. And the whole goal there is that the thing is arranged in short excerpts. Once again, I want to point out that the closer you get to the age of 28, the longer your stays are going to get. So that this idea that I want to read something, but I only need something I'm going to be reading for a few minutes, that goes away. that goes away. So, but once upon a time, in various bathrooms over the decades, I've said, well, I should fill this with short stuff. This is a good place for anthology, for instance. But that hasn't been the rule. Not at all. I've had long, serious. Basically, the answer to my prompt here is anything will do for me. Anything at all. Then prompt number 3 is, pick a book you have read with at least a tenuous connection to the loo or to baths. And Daniel mentioned a whole bunch of interesting things. Here, the thing that came to mind that just thrust itself upon my mind was Gravity's Rainbow. One particular scene in Gravity's Rainbow, if you've read the book, you'll know immediately what I'm talking about. It doesn't have so much to do with the loo, but there's a connection. Definitely there's a connection. It's not a scene that you want to read. It's not a scene that you want to remember, but it's brilliantly done, so you will remember it. That just pushed everything else out of my mind. I wish I could go through a long list, but unfortunately, no. And then the final prompt is the fun part of this tag, because it's what Daniel refers to as a field trip. And that is, skip to your loo and show us the reading material that you keep there. And I have arranged my filming so that I'm using the phone for this tag so that I can actually get up and do that. So I'm going to leave you, okay, for just a bit. I'm going to leave you for just a minute, and we are going to go to the loo here at Hyde Cottage and see what we can see. And I will do a little bit of complaining, and I will also show you what. Here you're going to deal with the echoes, just like this is the loo. There you go. That is the seat of ease, with the Sasquatch air freshener and the paintings. One of Tremont Street of the Boston Common, and as you can see, there are many different things here. I have a built-in bookshelf, and it has books on it that are doubles. The only way that I would ever have a book in the bathroom is if the book is a duplicate, because things can go wrong. So we have duplicate versions of a wide variety of stuff. There are murder mysteries, but there's also science fiction. Of course, there's Meg. and older science fiction, older mystery novels, whatever it is, provided it's a double, provided I don't have to worry about anything happening to it. And there's also, as you can see, science fiction square-bound and mystery square-bound periodicals that have the aforementioned short material. Right? These are short material that you can read one story in a sitting, for instance. And the complaint is this arrangement. Now, I don't usually use a camera like this, so I'm hoping that if I pan around, you can see what I'm talking about. Here you've got the supporting wall. And look what the designer did here. Just drives me crazy. That is the tub. It is too shallow for an adult to bathe comfortably. It's meant to bathe dogs or children. You're mostly supposed to use the shower. But look at this space, right? You've got the vent up there. You've got the wall here. Then the designer put this wall in to sort of sequester the toilet and sequester the shower. So you've got this dead space in here, because of the way this is arranged, when it would have been just as easy to make this space an alcove for the shower. No wall here. no stupid artificial separation between the shower and the toilet. Instead, the shower stall shouldn't have a bath at all, because the bath doesn't work for any useful reason. It doesn't work. So just get rid of it. And instead make this a shower alcove whose dimensions stop here. Right? So the shower is still on the wall back there, or maybe on this wall here, or wherever the pipes are. So let's say that wall. And let's have a nice door here. It would open up this floor plan in a way that it's not open now. It's very, very annoying. But no matter how my complaints are about the shower, I've got the books here on the shelf, right, that are doubles. So I don't technically have to worry about anything that happens to them. And I've got the science fiction periodicals that I'm working my way through. I don't like to fall behind on periodicals, but the reading that happens in the loo is electronic. This is my battered old Nook. And that's what the reading is done. That's how the reading is done here, really, is either on this Nook or on a tablet that I bring into this room. But I mean, I've got reading material in here, but I don't use it. Not the way you have more paintings there. And me in the mirror. Not the way I once did in years past. I mainly just go for screen reading. So I will either use that old Nook, or I will, here, let's walk back to where we were. We'll finish this out like I was a real proper booktuber. I either read on that Nook. There, I'm back. I either read on that Nook, or I bring in a tablet. I can't remember the last time that I opened either one of those periodicals or one of those books. Instead, I have a reading device that's with me all the time, just all the time. But I want to know what you do. And of course, I always make a joke about how I love nosy questions in tags. And this one is the ultimate, the stereotypical nosy thing, which is to take a look at somebody's bathroom. And I don't know if Daniel was doing that because he has the same nosy tendency, but now if you do this tag, I get to see how you've set up your own loo. How incredible for a nosy person. So that is the skip to my loo tag. Absolute genius. If this is what Daniel does when he makes original tags, he should do them more often. But now you've seen my loo. I've given you my standard complaint about it. It just isn't arranged right. That should have been, just abandon the idea of having a bathtub if you're going to have one that dumb, that plastic, and that shallow. Instead, just make it a very generous shower stall with a nice big clear door. It would all look so much nicer, but whoever designed it just decided to do it that way. Well, that's a stupid, courtesy wall between the toilet and the shower. I have no idea why. I've spent many, many a time in a ship's cabin where you're lucky if you're not showering on top of the toilet. It's ridiculous anyway. Although, as long as we're talking about these kinds of unsavory subjects, I give you another Steve tip. I've said this before, but I will say it again. I can't stress it enough. Never flush the toilet in your bathroom with the lid open. Never do that. Always remember to close the lid of the toilet before you flush, no matter what. Close the lid of the toilet before you flush. If you don't do that, you are basically brushing your teeth in your own fecal matter. It is everywhere. It is on all your books. It's in every page. It's on all of the mirrors. It's on all of the flat surfaces. It's everywhere. It's on all the towels. Close the toilet before you flush. Otherwise, those particles go everywhere. But I've shown you the bathroom, and I've shown you what's on the back of the toilet, the science fiction periodicals. I end up leaving those there and not paying them much attention, then realizing, okay, well, the new one just came in the mail and I haven't read the old one, and then I just sit down on the fainting couch and read the old one. But I don't know why I leave them in the bathroom, because I don't read them in there anymore, and those books really don't need to be there anymore either, because I either have an e-reader in there or I bring a tablet in there to read. But not usually otherwise anymore. Pretty sobering, but we move with the times. So that is the skip to my loo tag. I can't wait to see what other people do with this. And I'm very grateful that Daniel tagged me instead of doing a tag and not tagging me, as seems to be the new custom in our little corner of BookTube. Oh, the bean is being very theatrical. Aren't you, baby? She never joins me in there. Never in a million years. And I don't know why. She's free to roam everywhere else. She has no interest in going in there at all. I don't think she likes the layout any more than I do. But it certainly can't be that she's traumatized by the room because she doesn't get her baths in there. My girls got baths in there. That space, that little cubbyhole space with that dead space along the side, no room to maneuver. Try bathing a reluctant basset hound in that kind of space. Not anything I recommend. But Frida has never had a bath in that room. She has her baths in the kitchen sink in a nice plastic mail tub, because she's so small that it's so convenient to do. So I don't know why she doesn't like to go in there, unless she's just disapproving of the layout. Same as me. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I could talk about the bathroom forever, but I won't. I will control myself, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.